Long jumper or triple jumper, here's how to get a great run up. Hitting that board plumb on at optimum velocity and in the right mechanical positions is an acquired skill, and in order to do that you need to constantly repeat your run up over and over again. Here's what we do. 1. Break your run up down into its constituent phases. So you've got an acceleration phase, you've got an alignment phase where you come up and get into upright sprint mechanics, and then you've got an attack phase which also includes the specific takeoff mechanics for both long and triple jump. So for example, with the long jump, the flat foot placement on the penultimate step and the drive through into the takeoff and subsequent takeoff drive. Go to the run up, mark your run up out, then get somebody to count your 5th or 6th step. Drive out as if you would, and you're going to go all the way through your run up, but make sure that you get a measurement for the 5th or 6th stride. Obviously it's got to be the same stride. We're looking at the point when you significantly transition from an accelerative position into the more upright alignment posture. Put a shoe down or a mark, and then over and over again practice so that you continually hit that same mark. And I've got to say, you've got to do it as if you're running the whole run up. So don't be lazy, really attack those first 5 or 6 steps, but be deliberate, apply force behind you. It's not the same as a sprint start. Create the right rhythm. If you get it right at the start of the run up, then you're going to get it right at the end 9 times out of 10. Okay, the second practice is to run stages 1 and 2. So that's the acceleration phase and the alignment phase. No need for a marker this time for the end of the second phase, but as a guide you'll be stopping around the 11-meter triple jump board if your run up is over 35-36 meters in length, 18 to 21 strides for example. So come out, accelerate, make sure you're on the mark at your 5th or 6th step. You don't look at it, but your coach or a fellow athlete can do so. Then you start to progressively increase your speed even more so, staying relaxed and fluent, keeping the hips high, chest high. At this stage you can sight the board because you need to know where you're going. Sounds pretty obvious, that one, but many times coaches, athletes, we tell each other not to look at the board. I believe that you do need to look at the board in order to judge yourself onto it. Now, this should become automatic the more you get your run-up rhythm down on pat. But if you do look at the board with your eyes, not down through your nose, but with your eyes as you're approaching it in that middle phase, your body will subtly make adjustments. As with practicing stage 1, the acceleration phase of the run-up, practice stages 1 and 2 over and over again as well. Build that rhythm. Okay, the third practice is to put a mark down for the penultimate step, which invariably for most jumpers is going to be around 2 meters out from the board. Put some tape down or even a dot of sand, which is what I often do at that position. Now accelerate, make sure you're on your 5th or 6th step mark. Build your speed up and move into the takeoff. Then as you approach the penultimate step, be ready to go flat-footed to drive into the takeoff and get a gesture of a takeoff or a full-on takeoff if you want. If you don't make some kind of attempt to take off, then what you're doing is not going to be the same as when you come to jump. If you just run through the takeoff, then your stride lengths are going to be more uniform. Whereas for a long jump, the penultimate step is invariably the longer step before the shorter step for the takeoff stride. So you need to create the same rhythm over and over again so that again, the run-up becomes a directed, a very specific skill. Now, if your right or left foot, depending on what takeoff foot you take off with, is not correctly positioned on the penultimate step mark, so that's that 2 meter mark from the board, then adjust to that, not to the board. So if you are 20 centimeters behind the penultimate step marker, take your run up back by 20 centimeters or a shoe. Also take your accelerative marker of 5 to 6 steps back as well, so that becomes uniform. Then run the run up again. So we're practicing running onto the penultimate step and through into the takeoff. But by making sure that your penultimate step is always going to be in the same position, you're going to get an optimized takeoff. And if the rest of your run-up is on point, you accelerate properly, you come up properly through the alignment phase, continue to attack through and then step correctly through into the takeoff to takeoff, then you're going to get a great run-up. There are more things that I can talk about when it comes to structuring a great run-up, and there are differences between the long and triple jump. However, if you adhere to these particular strategies, tips and practices, then you are going to improve your run-up, whether you're a long jumper or a triple jumper. You have to continually repeat what I've done, what I've suggested you do, the acceleration phase, the acceleration and alignment, and the complete run-up, running through and setting on the penultimate. If you do that over and over and over again, you will trust your run-up, and you're not likely to foul, or at least you'll reduce the amount of fouls you do. You'll know how to make adjustments as well, and you'll be able to bring across the board the optimum amount of speed you need to jump to your best. And if you do want to develop your maximum velocity sprint speed, check out these videos. Doing so will enable you to run an optimized run-up. Well, I hope your indoor season has been going really, really well, and you've had lots of personal bests and great experiences, and above all are enjoying your track and field. If you have any specific questions on the subject matter of this particular video, or indeed any of my others, then do leave a comment in the section below, and do like and subscribe. If you'd like to help me help you become a better athlete or coach, then do consider becoming a channel member. Head over to the channel's homepage, click on the members or join button, and take a look at the offers which are available. For just $1.99 a month, £1.99 a month, you can become a channel supporter and do just that.